Katarina is not going to be picked for sure. That's just a flex from the side of KBG. And they're going to be picking something different now. And because it's a Shinzao, Olaf is a good pick against it. Because these champions are basically just a 1-for-1 of each other.
I still remember the only time that KBG, that Andran picked up the Katarina into the mid lane. Used it once against Thunder Talk in game 1. Didn't have the best of time as well. Especially this time around, since there's Alistar, there's a Shinzao. No. That's not. It's never a good idea. But the Olaf, though, is the best. Yeah.
Especially if it's against this champion, so not gonna be easy. But if ever they had something different, maybe would be way better to use the Katarina. But right now we're seeing the bans coming out from the Ashe and also the Zed. Ashe has been quite picked a lot. Essence Reaver to the Black Cleaver has always been a menace and super hard to deal with. And at least in 4.2b, they're going to be reducing the damage of that Enchanted Crystal Arrow, which is also good.
But the other champions are also going to be buffed up, including the Aatrox in terms of damage. So maybe we would see more prioritization on that champion sooner or later. But these marksman champions are going to be respected this time around by Nova eSports, trying to deny some of those that can be fully utilized by KBG. They have hovered the Jace a while ago. Looks like they want to take it this time around.
Yeah, picking up the Jace, giving it to Unrun is also a good measure here. We haven't seen this champion from a lot of the APAC battles, but right here has been given a chance to really show up. Katarina just being flexed on the other side, and because they have a lot of melee champions on the side of KBG, Swain is such a good champion against it.
We have seen this champion struggle in yesterday's games when BRU tried to, resist KT Roster Y on extended team fights. It didn't really push through. But with the Aatrox right now, I think this can actually work. But they need still to burst down the Olaf first. I think the only plus side on Nova eSports right now is that KBG doesn't have a Yuumi to buff up this Olaf. They have the Ezreal though to work around on team fights, and it's so difficult to chase this champion down.
Yeah, especially if you have really low range champions like what Nova has, it would be easy for Xiaoma to just get the Mystic shots in against Nova eSports. One of the things that I would really love to see is that if is Anran gonna be the one picking up the Ezreal, I think that's way more fitting if it's against a Swain in the mid lane, because at least this Ezreal would have an easier time gaining some stacks for himself. Yeah, I think that's way better. Yeah, picking up the Ezreal for them in the mid lane. Anran is gonna be the one using it on their side. That's gonna be way different right now in the game. Still, KBG has advantage, they have momentum, but it's a best of 7s. Anything could still happen.
One of the ways you can deal with an engaged composition with loss of front lines is to poke them down, cripple them down, and then land the decisive strike. KBG has a lot of ways to do that. They have the Jace, they have the Ezreal, in which even in game number 1, we have seen Remake on the Ezreal deal more damage than the ones of KBG. This time around, KBG is able to fully utilize this champion. They can win, just like in game number 1. And we have seen them being so methodical in terms of targeting, in terms of positionings as well. Nova eSports, despite having a better lineup this time for team fights, they still need to be very careful because they lack the range to engage.
Yeah, and what's going to be hard about this though for their side is how they utilize this CCs, the minuscule amount of CCs that Nova eSports has, but at least it's way better. Whenever you're playing with an Aatrox, you really need a lot of CC to work with because the Aatrox can't really make CCs for himself. It's going to be really hard to get these knockups in. So that's why that's going to be important here for the side of Nova eSports. Now that they're starting here very slowly, just rotating around the mid lane and making KG go for a really weak side lane again. It'll be hard for them to get some damage in. Nova eSports right now would just be able to deny a lot. Yu forced to flash away. Just that start of the fight, that's going to be good for the side of Nova eSports.
A good catch, just to interrupt those intention of Yu to invade the camps here of Nova eSports.
Oh no, that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you to do anything here.
A Jace, a Nautilus, You have absolutely no way to reach your min. Even if you try, it is gonna be at the risk
Oh
of
no!
dying as well. Sustain denied. You are gonna be having a nightmare here in the bot lane, says Shama.
I think it's way easier for KG in the top lane because yeah, it's a Garrett. It's gonna be way easier for him to get some space for himself, and if it's a 1v1, way better. But if it's an Aatrox, man, not gonna be able to do much. Because even with the Darken Blade, even if Darken Blade has a lot of range, early in the game doesn't really do a lot of damage.
It might actually be even better for Nian to be in the bottom lane instead of Yitze. Because Aatrox can sustain some of the damage of the Ezreal compared to the Jace, but well, KBG can just swap their champions
Oh
as well.
no.
As a response, the taunt getting cancelled on his recall, but it's fine. KBG still has some sort of leverage in terms of gold, primarily because of the bot side dominance that they are having right now in the laning phase.
Yeah, and also because the Ton, once they get to level 5 up, first remake is going to be pushed away here. And they really want to back away, get some items first before they start anything. That's what I like about this lineup that we have right now. Probably on the first objective, we're going to be seeing one big fight because that's what they want. Snowball in their favor so that the late game is not going to be able to happen. Because honestly, with the champions that we have, we don't really have a lot of late game champions. We do have the Ezreal and the Corki and nothing else.
Well, the Swain can maybe do something in the late game if KBG doesn't focus on him first. But other than that, there's really nothing much.
Yeah, not a lot of damage too,
can
though.
do something.
Yeah, not a lot
Maybe.
of damage too, though, on the Swain. Probably what's good about a Swain on this lineup is just get a Riley's Crystal Scepter and slow them down whenever a fight happens, which is a really good utility for the side of Nova eSports. What's the good thing about here for Nova eSports is that they have a lot of sustain. And KBG also wants to fight on those long drag-on fights, right? And that's one of the benefits that comes with it, is in long drag-on fights, once you have a lot of sustain, you really get a lot of advantage.
Crescent Guard as well, right? To isolate some of the members of KBG. Early team fight.
Also, Yitze back. Does have the World Ender to get the speed up. Pushes him back so that he won't get any damage in. That's perfect, Shalvan. That's good.
Yeah, it's just like in boxing. After you land the strike, just push him back so that he cannot answer at all. Yitze definitely having a hard time.
Get a good jab.
So careful.
Yeah, that charge. Has another dredge slide. He has a minion in front of him. It's not gonna hit.
Good job, minion. Yitze saying thank you to the minion for taking the shot instead of him. Had it been the dredge line connecting, it would have not be good for Yitze at all. That could have been a kill already. That's how dangerous he is right now, settling down in the bottom lane against the Jace and against the Nautilus.
And this is a more classic matchup, right? Having the mid lane a Jace against a Corki. Just let them clear out their waves. And that's a bit more normal to see.
It's a sad time for Yitze. Not even allowed to, recall as fast as he can.
Yeah.
That way, KBG can just shove a wave into the tower, have the lane priority, prepare for the first dragon in which they are already there. Natan is just waiting for the Scuttercrab to spawn up and he will just take it down. With this, they have vision to watch out for Nova eSports as well if ever they do decide to contest.
Yeah.
And also just additional movement speed that this Scuttercrab provides will help KBG close the distance against Nova.
You know what? People always forget the fact that movement speed is king on this game. And whenever you get the Rift Sculptor, it's going to be good. But now Yami goes in for the knock-up. Damage from the Shock Blast comes in. That's already good. Forces them to use the Honey Fruit and start this fight whenever they want to. They have a lot of AoEs. Looking at the rotation of Neon onto the mid lane. Pulls them back. Yami goes in for the ultimate right there. Yu needs to flash away. The carpet is there, and that's a lot of damage. Yu's going to fall down. Perfect for Nova. Gets the advantage. And now KBG needs to give this objective up against Nova.
Yeah, questionable engage actually, especially in the target selection there of Yu. Why would you try to go on the Alistar that has, the re-engage tool potential? Plus, it's so difficult to take him down, especially with the unbreakable will. We look into this replay and see that very big mistake in which Nova eSports, after seeing the opportunity, they don't hesitate at all. They turn on them, almost even got the kill onto Shama. Fortunately, he did have the flash, but that is still at the cost of the Dragon.
Yeah, now Ripperl is going to be taken. Bit of time. Yami doesn't have the Unbreakable Will. Could be a perfect timing for them. They still got the steal. Long was able to take it, and now KBG are in shambles. They're now going to be forced to back away. Never move. Was able to hit. Was able to pull back Shauma. That's another kill for Nova and another advantage because this tower in the mid lane is going to fall.
You're gonna get hit by the Never Move. You cannot move at all. And with the RH, Nova eSports potentially will get 2 towers. That is a massive swing here by Nova eSports. And definitely a big mistake by KBG this time around. Yet as well, acquiring some gold, is able to take on KG as well. Not having a good sign here for KG. Let's check out this replay one more time because the Ton wanted to secure the RH, but is being denied to do so. Props on Long, flashing into that steal. Magnificent move from Long, and that point on, it's just double checkmate here for KBG. They cannot sustain the team fight anymore because they lost members, they lost objective, they lost 2 towers as well.
Yeah, what I like about the Shinzao though against the Olaf, usually he gets the advantage against the Olaf because of the amount of bursts that he can deal with just one combo. That's why right there, even the Audacious Charge was really deadly during that times. Now KBG, what can they do? 2 towers down the mid lane, big priority for the side of Nova eSports. Easy to go for a gank if ever they want to, and big access to that bottom and top side jungle.
Massive gold as well, even for Remake, right? He is 2,000 gold up against his opponent. And that is going to be a very hard time for KBG this time around to stop them on their scaling. Again, Nova eSports does possess more scaling champions than KBG. And as long as the game goes by without any casualties on Nova eSports, they should be fine. Now they have taken mid lane, 2 towers there. They're wanting to take top lane and bottom lane as well, using their solo laners. And they're not having the initial hard time that they were experiencing a while ago. This time around, Yitz is just having the best of his time. Yami is here as well. Help him out.
Yeah, free access to the top side now. They're going to go to the bot lane. A lot of damage being tanked by Yami. And not going to be taking a lot more. Because of this, as we've said, because of this tower in the mid lane being taken down, Nova eSports has a lot more confidence going for tower dives.
Easy tower dive if ever Nova eSports decide to do so. In KBG, they cannot afford to have Nova eSports engage in. And fortunately enough, they were able to pick a tower in the top lane, and that will help them in terms of gold, but it's still very far away. 5,000 gold lead at 9 minutes into the game. It's actually massive comparing to the performance of Nova eSports in game number 1. This time around, they have the advantage that they definitely need to jumpstart this game. They just need to stabilize it. Not allow KBG to turn over and take this game away from them because they are just 1-2 dragon stack away from having the complete package for scaling.
Yeah, it's also easy to itemize against KBG too because look at that. All of them are building a lot of plated steel caps just because of them just having a lot of AD damage. It is just going to be easy for them to itemize. That's why right now it's going to be a problem for KBG. How are they going to be dealing with that later on? Because right now we are already on the second objective. 30 seconds on the clock before the next dragon comes out. And Nova eSports are in full swing because KBG hasn't been able to pull their foot back.
We can only imagine, right, what if there was a Ramos on Nova eSports side. It would have been a nightmare for KBG. Come late game. Just come late game. But Nova eSports on this kind of composition, with the itemization that they have, they are able to resist most of the damage that KBG wants to deal onto them. In this way, they're able to just maneuver like this. Settling down in the bot side river once again, setting up for the second dragon. And KBG, they need to be methodical in their approach. This time around, you cannot engage to Yami.
Yeah, 2-shot for watch. Dredgeline wasn't able to hit. Yami might be taken down right here with the Damage Injustice, but the package was just perfect. KG was able to take down 1. Long is chasing him down, got the kill. Now in front of the dragon are the members. Half HP are most of the members of Nova eSports. They want to get the kill on Long, but perfect pressing guard. He was taken down, but KBG still not done. They still have the objectives in their eyes. They're going to be taking them down. Remake is now in front. Would be able to smite this down in their favor, but it's not possible because that is still Nova being able to win the fight in their favor. But Mountain Drake goes to the side of KBG.
I won't say that's worth it though. That's still a lot of gold injected here on the side of Nova eSports. Yeah, you have taken the dragon and denied it for Nova, but at what cost? Let's check that replay one more time because it was actually fortunate initially that the true shot barrage damaged a lot of members of Nova Esports, including Yami. And that way, KG was able to land the sword onto him as Long chased him down. After that, Nova Esports wanted to re-engage through the never move into the crescent guard, but the burst was still there since Shama pushed back. And since they lost the jungler right now for Nova Esports, the Dawn just wanted to secure the dragon, but they already lost a lot of members, and at the cost of its life, it's a lot.
One fight topside though, knockups are there, Stasis gonna be used by the side of Nova Esports. KBG wasn't able to really just get something out of it. Right now, Nova Esports was still able to disengage without any casualties. That is what you need in this types of fights.
Look at the goal graph of every member here of Nova Esports. They are definitely ahead against KBG right now, especially for Remake. He is the key in terms of damage here for Nova Esports. And a while ago, the only reason why he wasn't able to deal as much as he can is because he took too much damage from the two-shot barrage. Right now, it's very healthy.
Now topside, they want to clear some waves before they start any fight. But Nova Esports are looking to go for an engage. They're very tanky, especially that they have the Unbreakable Will ready for Yami. It can be way easier for them to start the fights. Right now with KBG, onto the top side, they're really looking for what they want. Anron doesn't have a lot of damages yet. It's not going to be easy for them to defend this. Now top side, looking at Long, wants to go for an engage, and that pushes them back with Yami just heralding the front lines. And that is KBG towered down again.
AP Corki as well on Remake, already on 3 items, including the Man Immune they has acquired early into the game. It's starting to deal the dent here to KBG. So KBG still has some avenues of opportunity here in the map. If they can land the kill onto Long, if they can pin Neon down early into the fight, if they can poke out Yami and bait out the Unbreakable Will, then that can be a chance for them to re-engage after that ult expires. But so far, that hasn't been the case. Nova Esports is able to prevent that from happening. But right now, KBG grouping up. Nova Esports trying to set a trap. They need to be very careful.
Their superstar Long wants to go in, has the Crescent Guard. Perfectly timed, would be able to push them all back. That's going to be it. The pushback happening. KBG are going to be running away from this fight because that Crescent Guard is going to be very deadly. Now with that out of the way, Nova Esports are running. Their tail tucked between their backs. And that is now KBG still just going to be defending. No fights happening just yet, Guillaume.
Yeah, Nova Esports... Nova Esports is struggling actually in team fights because of the burst coming in from KBG. True shot barrage, shock blast, and all the pokes coming in from KBG. Everything being thrown the moment Nova Esports engage. Yeah, Yami can take the damage, but not the other members. That's why they fall back after taking those damage. And KBG recognize that they can stop the engage, means that they can actually maybe set up something in the bot side river once again in a better form in which they won't need to sacrifice any more members just to secure it. If they can prevent Nova Esports from engaging and keep poking them through Anran, then maybe they can actually start winning now.
Yeah, Nova Esports, because as I was saying a while ago, their damage is just gonna fall off at the middle side of things. Because remember, we do have an Ezreal, we have a Jace. So the poke damage are going to be way more deadly. The only thing that could be the answer here for Nova Esports is to take them down before they would be able to get that pokes in. Because as long as you're full HP, KBG would have a lot of problems here.
Ooh. Big damage all the time coming in from Andran on the true shot barrage. Sham as well has been doing a really good job with the shock blast.
Oop.
Hitting Remake, chunking down 3 bars.
Yeah. Remix already here. Let's have the package at the ready. They have Yami pulled him back. Not going to be committing anytime soon. Now with half HP on a lot of members, package going to be used to lay the red carpet. But the lockup, 4 members are going to be 4 on the knockup right now. Nova Esports are going to go in. They're not going to be able to get the damage right now. The demonic ascension damage coming in from Neon was able to deal a lot. KBG are just going to fall down one by one. And they lost a lot of their members and they weren't able to take the dragon too.
Oh my god, that re-engage coming in from Yami set things up for Nova eSports to pile on. The follow-up from Yitze and Vian was supreme as well. And KBG could not answer back. They waited for the opportunity. They waited for the unbreakable will to expire. And they found the opportunity already. But what they did not expect is the re-engage despite that. And Nova eSports took on it.
Got the objectives down, and let's take a look at the replay again. KBG had the advantage in the early times of the fight, and not committing was perfect. But that perfect timing from Yami just changed things up.
They had vision in the pit as well, but that engage, man, that 3-4 man knock-up into the follow-up by Nova eSports is just perfect. Yitze and Long working in tandem alongside with Nian just dealt the damage necessary to push back KBG. And they also got the Baron out of that. So the 5,000 gold lead that they had initially now ballooned to 3,000, to an additional 3,000. Now 8k gold lead, 2 Dragon Stacks as well. With a Baron buff, man, KBG definitely is on the brink of destruction in this game too.
Yeah, doesn't really have a lot going for them. Moving forward in this competition, Nova eSports was able to find a really good answer against KBG. Ultimate is going to come out. Long was able to get a Crescent Guard early on. That's one ultimate down with the Taunt already low HP without any engages happening from Nova. That's going to be 2 towers down from the side of KBG.
It was just from Yitze. There's 2 strikes and an auto attack on that Darken Blade. And he was already chunked down to half. Fortunately enough, he was still able to escape. But Nova eSports getting inhibitor towers is 1 step away from closing out this game. 20 seconds away from the Elder Dragon spawning up. And it has been a pattern that we see that Nova eSports is the one getting the dragon. And if they don't get the dragon, they get the team fight.
Yeah, 10k gold lead. It's going to be real hard for KBG. The only time that they would be able to win was if Yami won't be able to get a good engage like that. And that's, again, another part of the fight. Right now, we're going to be seeing one falling down. It's going to be a 4v5. One mistake could really turn it around. Because Yetzi is already down and Nova eSports is on a 4v5. They still have man advantage, or rather, they still have advantage when it comes to the items. But a 4v5 is still a 4v5.
The only problem though, again, with the inhibitors down, KBG has to constantly watch out for the waves crashing, especially in the bot side. Because Nova eSports, despite having numbers disadvantage, can still win a fight, with KBG needing to answer the wave in the bottom lane. Right now, with the Elder Dragon spawned up, Baron gonna be spawning up in the next 40 seconds as well. KBG cannot afford losing anyone at all. If Nova eSports gets even one, they can turn into the dragon, maybe bait them out once more through Yami. They're here.
Engage, pushes him back. Yu now in front of everybody. No follow-up whatsoever from the side of Nova eSports. Not gonna be committing anytime soon. Half HP already on Remake. Could be a chance for them to start the Elder Drake. They're gonna be forcing them to go back, but Long, remember, this guy is so good at stealing objectives, and 5 members are already alive. Now they're starting. They have vision. Yu trying to start the fight, trying to push them back. The KBG don't want to risk it, because this Elder Dragon could change the fight in whoever's favor. That's going to be resetting back. Nova eSports in prime position for this fight. Dredgeline won't be able to hit, but Yetze is in a really great place right now. Yami gets a good 2 knockups in. That's going to be 1 down already, but KBG low HP onto the backline on Ron. Was able to get some damage onto Yetze. They're not going to be committing anytime soon. Yu is going to fall down right now. And Yetze is going to be taking him down. Perfect timing. It's a 4v4. KBG still has advantage. Was able to steal the blue bump, which is good. But they're going to be pushing down the mid lane. They're going to be distracting them. The taunt is not in position to go for the steal right here. Right now, KG will try to steal it with a true shot barrage. They got the Elder Drake. Yitze is going to fall down right here on this fight. KG still has the demotion justice, but the flight right there from Yitze. They have the World Ender. They want to chase him down with the Elder Drake. Advantage onto the side of Nova.
Big advantage once again, and it's through the setups of Yami. Oh man, KBG having such a hard time engaging onto them, being able to get into position as well because of that mere threat. Yitze as well popping off. Yeah, he died earlier being too far forward, but this time around his positioning was perfect to zone out the members of KBG as well. Now with 4 Elder Dragons, with the 4 people having an Elder Dragon buff, it's going to be much harder for KBG to contest, because just one burst coming from Nova eSports, someone would die.
Starting it with Yami. And then trampling the members. KG gonna go with the knock-up once again, killing you as fast as they could. No more stasis for you, buddy. That's a kill for Nova.
Easy takedown this time around. No escape opportunity for KBG. Now the towers are crumbling. Last inhibitor tower to be taken here by Nova eSports. KBG wants to defend.
Wants to start. Ultimate happened. Yami's gonna fall. Low HP. He has been taken down. Who has it? KG might fall down. Elder Drake Breath was able to take him down. That's the flare right there of the Elder Dragon, and now they want to finish it up on the mid lane. They have some minions. Minions are going to be really helpful in this fight right now, but the wave clear right there is immaculate from the side of KBG. They will be taken down one by one, but this is still not done, and Ron was able to push the wave back. That's another timing for KBG, which is perfect for them.
30 seconds before inhibs are going to be okay here for KBG. Nova eSports, they have taken a lot from KBG, but they cannot discount them just yet. Baron going to be started this time around. Trusan for Arch hitting only long. Xiaoma is here. Can they get the steal?
Yeah, can't get the steal here. Might just have to ready in Nova eSports. Still taking their time. Wait, minions on the tower. Oh no, this Nexus might fall. No, it's not gonna happen. 400 HP. At least they have more, less of their homework to be done. That's just gonna be regenerating.
That was still close, man.
Yeah.
The Nexus took 400 damage from just the minions. Fortunately enough, the inhibs have now spawned up, but it's very, very squishy, of course. And with the Baron, Nova eSports can easily take down these inhibs one more time and prepare again for the Elder Dragon. It's going to be very difficult here for KBG. They need to defend successfully. They need to find the shots. They need to poke them down as well and deny opportunity for Nova.
Tower available. Backline has been engaged, and that much injustice would be denied. Right now, the Crescent Guard's doing a lot of damage. KBG is having a hard time moving forward with his side. They got the kill already. KG's gonna fall. They have it. They got the towers. Neo was able to get one more. Xiaoma tries his best to do something, but it's not enough because Nova eSports would be able to get the win, get this 1-1.
Nova eSports answering back with a better execution and a better composition as well. The score is tied. We're going